So today we're talking about life cycle of mosses and ferns, and talking about how they're different. Um, since mosses and ferns use spores to reproduce, which means make new plants, you might guess that their life cycles are similar. So mosses and fern are very similar. Not same, but similar. This thing above the equal sign means similar. It's like a wavy line. The guess would be correct, but there are differences too. The diagram on these two pages will help you compare and contrast the life cycle of moss and ferns. Both moss and ferns have two separate stages to their life cycle. One stage is when they produce spores. This stage of life cycle is called asexual reproduction. So let's go. First, let's get rid of some of these. Oops. Okay. Where's my pen? Okay. So this cycle here is asexual reproduction. That's because the plant needs only one type of cell, the spore, in order to reproduce. So they only need spores. This is spore casing, and these produces new moss plant. That's stage 1. Let's pick another color. Most spores grow into leafy moss plants that have male branches and female branches. The male branch produces sperm, male sex cells. So here, most of these plants grow into something to have male and female. And when there's a male branch, they produce sperm, and a female branch, they produce egg. When a male sex cell meets with a female sex cell, the two may join together. This is called fertilization. So these has to go into here, and you get a fertilized egg. This stage is cycle is called sexual reproduction. That's because the plant needs both male sex cells and female sex cells in order to reproduce. The fertilized eggs eventually become a thin stalk with spore case. So these become these. When spore case open, the spores are released. Spores. So when these things pop up, boop, the spores get released, and they may grow into new moss plant, and cycle begins again. So one more time. This process of going from sexual reproduction to asexual reproduction to sexual reproduction again is called alternation of generations. So alternation means here is asexual to sexual to asexual again. So they're going from this back and forth. This process is called alternation. Ferns also reproduce by alternation of generation. Leafy fern. Okay, so let's go to and we are at life cycle of fern. Okay, spores landing in shady, moist soils are most likely to grow. So they have spores like before, and they land. Okay, again, male, female, sperms into egg, becomes fertilized, Can you see that? It becomes fertilized, and there's new fern plant, which gets fern leaf spore cases. If a male sex cell fertilizes female sex cell, the fertilized eggs start to form a new plant. The new plant develops into leafy fern plant. Spore cases on the fern fronds produce spores, and the life begins again. Okay. So this and the one before is very similar. But down here, in what way are the life cycle of mosses and ferns alike? It says spores reproduce by alternation of generation, producing spores in one stage and sex cells in the other. So you really have to know what alternation is. And alternation of generations means that the plants reproduce in 2 stages. Okay, 2 stages, each following the other. The asexual stage, where spores come out and where there's a male and female part, this is stage 2. Okay, so after watching this video, hopefully you can make a demonstration of this with a little bit of paper and black pepper. Okay.